Today I'm going to be training back in biceps, and I'm about to get started with deadlifts here. We're going to do 4 sets, 5 reps. This is kind of meant to be your power training, and I think power training is extremely important because that's how you build muscle density, that's how you build strength, that's how you get your physique to look mature. So I've already kind of done a little bit of warm-ups in order to get my back ready to go, and now we're going to jump in. This is probably going to feel pretty light. I may go up, but yeah, we're going to do 4 sets, 5 reps. So that ended up being pretty light. We're gonna go to 405. We're gonna do our 5 reps doing that. One of the important things you want to make sure when you're deadlifting, especially conventional, this is a deadlift bar, so it's going to have a little bit of flexibility in it. And when you're locking into this position, what you want to do, you want to make sure that as you get in position here, you lock your lats in, and that is solid. Like your back, it needs to be locked in, because from here, you're just going to be pulling straight up. All right, a lot of you fuckers make the mistake of pulling too far over the bar, and by the time your legs straighten up, you're going to be sitting here looking like this, like a fucking idiot. So make sure that when you lock in, boom, you see where my elbows are? Lock in right here, get those lats tight, sit back, and then from here it should just be straight up, and that's it. I'm somebody who's always been doing deadlifts, and I believe that they're very fundamental when it comes to just building strength, being strong, and being able to stand upright. Like, it's such a fundamental movement, in my opinion. And I've never really struggled with doing deadlifts and getting caught up in my ego. Like, I know a lot of people don't do deadlifts because you get out there on the gym floor, you start putting weight on it, you start getting insecure about how much you can deadlift. And so you start wanting to put on more weight than you're capable of instead of just fucking training and sticking to the plan. And so that's how you end up getting hurt, that's how you throw out your back, and that's how you get injuries that last for a lifetime. And then you end up not being able to actually do deadlifts. And I just think they're so important as a man. Like, you should be able to stand up straight with a load. And that's honestly what this exercise is. You're learning how to pick something up off the fucking floor. It's such a fundamental fucking thing. And yet, like, you get so caught up in your fucking thoughts about what people in the gym are thinking about you. They don't give a fuck, bro. Like, honestly, they're looking for confidence through you. Because if you go in there and you can consistently deadlift the amount of weight you're supposed to, and you do it right, and you don't look like a fucking retard, because people can tell whenever you go into the gym and you're kind of like showing off, or you're letting your ego feed into it. And honestly, like, I just want to say, when it comes to longevity, like, I've been doing the same weight for years, and I've been recording myself doing the lifts. And if I can't fucking do it, or I break form, I go back down, and I let repetition be my teacher. And so learning how to actually get on here on the deadlift platform and put the reps in, you're gonna be able to get stronger. I'm able to lock in and do this movement flawlessly, even as I get heavier in weight, because I've done it so many times. Now, one of the reasons that I use straps is because I'm not a power lifter. I'm a bodybuilder. So I'm more concerned about making sure my muscle development is symmetrical. Whenever I did the underhand, overhand grip, I started to notice an imbalance in my shoulders. So on chest days, my left arm was the one that was twisted underhand. And I started to notice on chest days that my left delts were giving out pretty quick. And once I started doing overhand grip and using straps, because I'm fucking building my back strength, I noticed it balanced out. And so, you know, I use straps every deadlift day, and that's because, again, I'm not a fucking power lifter. I'm not stepping on a platform. I am learning to build my strength, and so That's why I use straps. All right, so now we're gonna be doing some heavy lat pull downs. The goal with this, lock your hips in nice and tight. I don't wanna see you way out here. I wanna see you locked in, nice and close to the machine. Get in that motherfucker. Let's pull some fucking weight. Okay, so next up we have seated cable rows. Now I'm not somebody who sits here and fucking rows like this and has no movement whatsoever. I'm really big on making sure you get a stretch at the bottom of the movement, get it through the entire lats here. And then you want to think like you're a Viking rowing on a ship. You're reaching forward and you're pulling. Okay, there's a whole lot more to it than just sitting here doing this dumb shit. You're putting a lot of fucking work in your biceps and you're barely doing anything for your back. So you want to make sure this is basically a compound movement. There are multiple joints and multiple muscles being worked here. And so we're going heavier, and we are learning to pull a heavy weight from here all the way to here, bringing that sternum up and crunching the shoulder blades back. And that's what the fuck we're gonna do. One of the things you want to think about when doing this exercise is you're learning to do a back pose. So you want to think like when you're on stage, you are pulling back like this, activating the lats, and whether you're going to do a back double bicep or you're going to transition into a front lat spread, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to remember that as you're training, you want to train like you pose. And so as you're doing this movement, yes, you are going heavy, but you are trying to be gracefully heavy. You want the exercises to feel difficult, but you want to look like they're effortless. And so as you're doing this, you're imagining that you're hitting a back pose, and that's a good way to put it. One of the things I want you to keep in mind is that when you're training, you're always stronger on the eccentric side of the movement. So like a lot of people get so focused on making sure that the fucking contraction is so perfect, but like when you get to the end of your set or the last parts of your reps, like dude, it's fucking fine to put a little momentum into it if it means that you get that weight onto the contracted portion so that you can let it go down nice and slow at the eccentric of the movement. So once you actually start tiring out, that's another way that you can kind of grab a little bit extra fucking growth out of it. All right, last exercise for back is gonna be this raw motive work standing row. Pretty badass machine. I just started using it, and we're gonna do it two-handed here, and we're gonna target the mid to upper back. Now with this machine, my goal here is to push my chest into this pad and dig these elbows back.